How to break bad habits and form good ones. In Seth Godin's presentation of his book Linchpin, he shows a baseball bat flying into the stands. While Seth uses the picture to make a point about our irrational fears, sometimes those fears come true. For James Clear, they did. When he was in high school, a baseball bat smashed right into his face. A broken nose, dangerous brain swelling, dislocated eyes. His recovery took months. To get his baseball career back on track, he had no choice but to rely on the power of small gains. In college, he slowly accumulated good habits and eventually managed to become one of 33 players for the All-American academic team. Today, he is a popular habit researcher, reaching millions through his blog. His first book, Atomic Habits, is now the definitive guide on the topic and has become a New York bestseller. Yes, I am Mr. Smart, and we are going to have a deep dive into how to break bad habits and form good ones. This animation is based on a highly thought-provoking writing of my friend, Niklas Goeke. Watch this video till the end to find a brief introduction to Niklas Goeke and a few intriguing questions. And yes, subscribe to this channel before watching any further if you are interested in smart and intentional living. Now, let us come back to the topic at hand. Here are 3 lessons that James Clear has learned to break bad habits and create good ones. You can use these lessons to change a bad habit into a good one on your own. Number 1. All habits are based on a 4-step pattern. In 1776, Adam Smith laid the foundation of modern economics in his magnum opus, The Wealth of Nations. His most famous observation is that in a free market system, all workers naturally maximize their own society's welfare, even if merely acting in their own best interest. He is in this, as in many other cases, led by an invisible hand to promote an end which has no part of his intention. When it comes to habits, James suggests that the environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. That's why a prompt is always the first step in performing any habit. It may not always be external, but most of the time it will be. Then 3 more stages follow to complete the 4-step pattern. Firstly, cue. A piece of information that suggests there's a reward to be found, like the smell of a cookie or a dark room waiting to light up. Secondly, craving. The motivation to change something to get the reward, like tasting the delicious cookie or being able to see. Thirdly, response. Whatever thought or action you need to take to get to the reward. Fourthly, reward. The satisfying feeling you get from the change, along with the lesson, whether to do it again or not. There are several popular methodologies to try to predict how and why we do what we do, such as Charles Duhigg's habit loop, Gretchen Rubin's 4 tendencies, or B.J. Fogg's tiny habits behavior model. James offers a more refined version of what Duhigg described in The Power of Habit. And while all these approaches are different, none of them are mutually exclusive. Number 2, you must make habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. From the 4-step pattern he suggests, James then derives 4 laws of behavior change, which correspond to one part of the loop each. Here they are, along with some ideas of how you can use them to facilitate good behaviors and make bad ones harder. Firstly, make it obvious. Don't hide your fruits in your fridge. Put them on display, front and center. Secondly, make it attractive. Start with a fruit you like the most, so you'll actually want to eat one when you see it. Thirdly, make it easy. Don't create needless friction by focusing on fruits that are hard to peel. Bananas and apples are super easy to eat, for example. Fourthly, make it satisfying. If you like the fruit you picked, you'll love eating it and feel healthier as a result. You can apply these to all kinds of good habits, like running, working on a side project, spending more time with family, and so on. Conversely, do the opposite for bad habits. Make them invisible, unattractive, difficult and unsatisfying. For example, you could hide your cigarettes, add financial penalties, get rid of all lighters, and only allow yourself to smoke outside in the cold. Number 3. Use habit trackers to stick to your new behaviors. With a framework like this, making and breaking habits becomes fun. You'll likely want to tackle multiple things sooner rather than later, but it's important to not take on too much at once. An easy way of keeping yourself accountable without becoming overwhelmed is to track your habits with a habit tracker. The idea is simple. You keep a record of all the behaviors you want to establish or abandon, and at the end of each day, you mark which ones you succeeded with. This record can be a single piece of paper, a journal, a calendar, or a digital tool, like an app. This strategy is based on what's sometimes called the Seinfeld productivity hack. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld apparently marked his calendar with a big X every day he came up with a joke. Soon, his goal was to not break the chain. It's a simple but effective strategy to help you build good habits. And since habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, that's a process we should all start today. In short, James Clear's Atomic Habits is the definitive guide to form good habits and break bad ones in 4 steps, showing you how small, incremental, everyday routines compound and add up to massive positive change over time. The 3 most important lessons to remember are: 1. Every time we perform a habit, we execute a 4-step pattern: cue, craving, respond, reward. 2. If we want to form new habits, we should make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. 3. You can use a habit tracker as a fun way to measure your progress and make sure you don't fall off the wagon. Now, I have 2 questions for you. Firstly, what is one good habit that you want to adopt and one bad habit you need to break? Secondly, how the 3 lessons you have learned can help you in this pursuit. Now, a few words about my friend Niklas Goeke. His writings have garnered over 40 million views across a variety of platforms. His work has been published in Business Insider, CNBC, Fast Company, The Next Web, and many others, and is also featured on Medium and Quora. Subscribe to this channel if you want more animations based on his writings, or you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram through the links in the description. Mr. Smart knows you lead a busy life. You don't have time to read articles or digest books, but you want to learn from these gems. Improve yourself and succeed in your personal as well as your professional life. That's why Mr. Smart crafts these animations with love and care, especially for you. It is his mission to promote smart and intelligent living on 5 levels: physical, mental, social, financial, and professional. Don't forget to visit his website, mrsmart.org, to learn more. Live long, smart living.